Well, folks, we made it to another weekend of the NLL playoffs, and we are very happy you could join us back here on the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You're watching Daily Dive. I'm your host, Michael Carvelis, live in Guyton, Georgia here on Friday, May 2nd, 2025. We are live on 12 on Sports via X and YouTube. And we reminder to subscribe to the 12 on Sports YouTube channel for other great shows and live sports. On today's awesome show, John Fraser comes back to the show to talk to us about the Saskatchewan Rush and, of course, the NLL playoffs as a whole. There's only 4 teams left. Pat Gregoire joins us for the best betting angles of the weekend. And, of course, the crew's predictions, a.k.a. our best bets. And Leroy has a perfect bracket. Myself and Captain are screwed. Even though my champion's still alive, Captain's just completely screwed. All right, so we want to first let you know this show is presented by the ticketing platform at 12ouncesports.com. If you're in Halifax, lucky bastards, if you're in Vancouver or Buffalo, check out the tickets tab on 12ouncesports.com or go to 12ouncesports.com/tickets. Get your tickets for less by searching up your favorite team. Buffalo fans, I don't know how cheap you can get, but we're going to try. So we want to first bring on our first guest of the day, John Fraser. Welcome back to Daily Dive. How you been, sir?
I've been really good, Mike. Always happy to jump on with you when I get the chance. It's one of the highlights of my week. So, yeah, looking forward to talk some lacrosse with you, buddy.
This is the second time on, folks. Don't let him fool you.
That's fair, right? I've only made it twice,
fault.
but well, I mean, partially mine too. I do have a Monday to Friday job that is fairly inflexible at a car dealership. I can't be on with you while selling cars at the same time, so it does make it a bit difficult. So, no, we found a day off though, and what a perfect one right before a big playoff matchup, buddy.
That would be some wild content, to be fair.
It would be, actually. You know what? You could probably jump in and help me with that too. Help me sell some warranty stuff like that.
Ooh-wee. All right, so we want to first congratulate the Rush for making it this far. Really cool. I mean, I'm not going to get into the travel thing with you because obviously you're a team kind of player here, but I just feel bad. I feel like anybody who thinks the Thunderbirds will win this series feel like they have to win game 1 at home. It's like, oh, I guess game 1 matters at home. Who knew? But aside from that, let's talk about game 1, okay?
Yeah, well, I think one thing I can tell you to counteract the travel nightmare that is getting from Saskatoon to Halifax is a lot of the team, a lot of the staff, rather than working there also Monday to Fridays, they're all off this week, and they started getting bodies into Halifax starting Wednesday. So to kind of mitigate that long travel day, it can be a bit of a nightmare. The irony is WestJet is going to open up direct flights from Saskatoon to Halifax in June.
Just bastards.
They couldn't even do us a solid start a little bit earlier. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Like that is just peak. Like we're just cursed here in Saskatoon sometimes, but it was, so I know to mitigate some of that travel is bodies started arriving in Halifax starting on Wednesday.
This kid's not 18 yet, but that's a great line though.
Yeah, that is. And again, I'm not a betting man these days, so I wouldn't take betting advice from me either.
All right, so the Rush this season, you know, people don't realize, and I haven't heard it talked about enough at least, is Halifax and Saskatchewan played twice this year, I believe, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And Saskatchewan got on the first time, and once Halifax got on that run, they were hard to be stopped by anybody. Much like the Rochester-Vancouver game last week, this feels like a battle of strength versus strength. Like, Rush don't like teams to shoot the ball. They want Chiliano to make the big saves and not a lot of saves.
Yeah.
Thunderbirds like to shoot. You know, I will say Thunderbirds are a tougher team than they're given credit for. How do you determine how Saskatchewan wins even tomorrow night, much less the series?
I think they got to get it's all to me. It's mental, right? To me, this is a Halifax team that minus the overtime win that there was a big comeback in. This is a team that Halifax has kind of had the Rush's number the past couple of years, right? We've talked about on our broadcast, like we're like, oh yeah, this is a really great rivalry. There's been some close games. Well, there's been one or two close games, and there's been Halifax beating the brakes off of the Rush a couple times, right? So if you look at the all-time matchups, we're talking, it's either a close Rush win or Halifax beating the snot out of you, right? So
wow,
I think the essential thing is don't let it get in your head. This reminds me a little of, remember the Vancouver-Chicago rivalry in the NHL, Mike, in the playoffs? This kind of reminds me of that they're the giant to slay, right? They are Andre the Giant for this team a little bit. And to me, you can't let them start hot because then it just falls apart. We saw that in the second regular season matchup. Now, again, that matchup, talking to some of the guys, and I'm not one to make excuses, Halifax outplayed them in every single sense of the word. But it was a Friday game. Most of our guys are either Saskatoon or West Coast based, with the exception being Accioni and Naso, who are still in your neck of the woods.
This is crazy.
Exactly, right? That's travel schedule for you. So a lot of the guys are West Coast, right? So that game they played in Halifax, not to make any excuses, on a Friday, your body's not used to that. You just had a really weird travel schedule to get across the country, especially Chiliano, Chiliano was coming from the West Coast all the way to Halifax to play on a Friday. Like, I'm not making excuses for the guys. They know they got to be better. They know they got to start strong. And it's something they've struggled with all year round, right? So to me, Halifax is probably the only team in the league, especially in their own barn, that you can't get away with that slow start, giving up like they did against Ottawa, giving up 3 goals quick. Even against Georgia, they got scored on first, right? Like, to me, you need to come out of that first quarter either leading or tied, like a 2-2, 3-3 kind of thing, right? I think, yeah, that to me is the key. Like, it's just these two teams there's no matchup advantage. Like, I have gone up and down both lineups, and they're both very different lineups. But there's no advantage to either one.
And hold on now, don't you? Listen, I'm not the biggest Frank Chiliano supporter, but if we're playing musical chairs in Halifax in the goalie spot, I think the Rush have a slight advantage in goalie, right?
Oh, I agree. I would say so based on his regular season performance, and I would say based on that. But of course, like, I've been very vocal in. It seems like every single game, if Frank gives up one early, you've got the chatter from the blogosphere about, playoff Frank, right? Yeah. I know, right? And I have the exact same reaction, but it is true. Chiliano's numbers are a couple goals higher in the postseason in his career. Now, I think he's playing better than he has at any other stop. I think he's got a defense ahead of him that's built better than any other stop, right? If maybe there is an advantage, maybe it's transition, because Boudreau has turned into just a beast, and Matt Hossack out there, like, to me, and even Messenger's running a lot more. Maybe that's advantage Rush, but I think everything else is a wash, right? I think you get a slight advantage at goal. You got a slight advantage at transition. I think their offense is better. I think their defense, our defense, is incredible.
Then I think, let me get the stats here to make sure I got this correct. I'm pretty sure, Matt Hossack having a 30-20 year is insane.
I know. He's got to be defender of the year. I've said it. And then Jake Boudreau, who, right? You've been saying it. Now all of a sudden, Jake Boudreau. I know. I love you for it. I think Boudreau as well. You saw that playoff game. Like, he didn't look like a guy playing his first playoff game. That was one for the ages. I've never seen a guy, and Boudreau's good. Like, Boudreau's a guy that goes a little bit underrated again because of where we are, I think. But Boudreau, to me, there was guys on the roster that everybody elevated their game because Georgia punched him in the mouth. Out of the, oh goodness, how many guys were making? I think we had 7 guys that played a playoff game before. And that out of the entire roster, right? Like Keenan Messenger, Chiliano, Keenan Messenger, Chiliano, Mans, and that was about it. Haas. It was 7 guys, right? So it was interesting to see, especially early on, who elevated their game. And Jake Boudreau was the guy that was like, he's been great all year, and he went to like legendary status. It was like he'd gotten the Super Mario Superstar that game. It was unbelievable. So that to me could be the X factor. If Jake Boudreau does that again, which he can, and I think he will, That might be it. In this game, if Halifax doesn't beat the doors off you in the first quarter, it's going to come down to a goal or two. And if that goal comes from a guy like Boudreau in transition they're not really expecting, it could be a big advantage.
Two more things I want to ask you. Let's start with your transition point. Does it make you feel good as a Rush fan and Rush supporter, just by trade, that Jake Boudreau, if he and the other guys can, like, if you and Triolo can score in transition, that could rattle the Halifax goalies early, knowing they do like to play musical chairs sometimes? That's got to feel good, right?
Yeah, 100%. And it comes down to, and I know it's such a sports cliche, who starts strong is going to, I hate cliches. And if you know anything about me, they drive me nuts, but
defense wins championships, but go ahead.
And they both have defense, right? Defense and goaltending wins championships, but it's like, we always talk about the importance of first goal. Watch any sport. It's got to be the first score. It's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. Holy crap. It matters so much in this series. If somebody goes up 2-rip early in this one, it might be ball game, which is crazy to say about lacrosse, because you go up 2-rip, you're right. Halifax is all of a sudden going, oh, great, musical chairs. Meanwhile, the Rush are going, oh crap, is this like our other road game here, where if I heard heave away one more time, I used to love that song until that game. Holy crap. I'm right. That crowd gets behind you. That might be the best home crowd in the NLL right now, right? That crowd gets going behind you. It's all gas, no brakes for them when they get rolling. So to me, you got to keep it tight. Both these teams, whoever wants to win, you can't be playing musical chairs in goal, and you can't let Halifax start running it down your throat. So to me, if you could see the key for a Rush, get an early Jake Boudreau goal, get an early Mike Messenger hit, get an early big cause turnover out of Matt Hossack, and let the big boys go do the work on offense.
Halifax likes to do the penalty game too, and I'm interested to see, because they like to rough it up sometimes, just like under your skin. I think Seals did that a little bit this year too. And it just feels like if the Rush keep composed, that might help them as well.
Certainly. And I think the Rush power play, which was not good for most of the year. If you watch the tape of the Georgia game, you watch the tape of the Ottawa game, I haven't had a chance to super break it down, nor would I pretend to be smart enough to do so. There's just they're doing different things in the power play the last two games that are working. So you're right. That could be a big one too, Mike.
So, one last thing about the Rush, and then we can expand on the Warriors business if you like.
100%, buddy.
So, Robert Church this season, to me, missing 4 games kind of did him in, but could have very well been the MVP if the Rush had a candidate, in my opinion. People talk about shooting on it for goalie of the year. I think he didn't face enough shots, but Church in 14 games had 33 goals and 40 assists.
Yeah.
If the guy played 4 more games, do you think Robert Church is the guy because I don't know if you heard me earlier this year, I was like, man, do the Rush have that guy? Seems like, offense by committee can only work for so long. Robert Church looks like he had a good year.
Church and Shanks are the guys to me.
Okay.
To me, I think Shanks has elevated his spot in this offense to be the guy. And the only reason I say that is because he really filled that gap while Church was out. And as well, like talking to Robert, it was an adjustment for him having a kid. It's an adjustment for anybody, right? Like I've had 3, right? You just, your sleep schedule's all off, your workout schedule's off, your life is in a chaos. So the fact that he was able to go through such a big life adjustment, if you even looked a couple games after he had his first kid, he was down a bit.
Yeah.
No big deal. Again, like he was still Robert Church. He was still doing Robert Church things. He was still getting greasy and getting it mucked up. So to me, the fact that he had 33 goals, I'm going to say it's 33 goals in essentially 11 games, right? Where he wasn't adjusting. He wasn't coming back from injury. He wasn't. So I think to me, Church can be your game breaker, but now I think that they've got the ability to have 2 game breakers because as Church, Shanks started a little slow this year. And then just went bananas lands, right? And now you've got both of them. I talked to Robert post-game. I said, hey, man, you getting sleep now? He's like, yeah, we've settled in. Everything's good at home. Mom and baby are good. I'm sleeping more on the road, catching up a little bit. We had that brief conversation after the Georgia game. So I think Robert's in a great spot. And Shanks has learned to be the guy through the season. So to me now, those 2 righties are the guys. And you could randomly have Ryan Keenan go off. Like in the game against Ottawa, Mike, you should have seen it. He was snake bitten. He hit 8 posts. It was insane. Like, it was just like this. That's how his season started. The man was snake bitten. Like, he's doing the right thing. So, to me, I think Robert Church is the guy. I think Robert Church will be the guy next year, and he'll be a serious candidate. He's had a weird season. Would be the best way I could describe it.
Austin Shanks. I looked at this actually for yesterday's topic when I was at the Chris Boucher draft. Yep. Austin Shanks is part of a 2017 draft, which could win 5 championships if you just put that team together in a row.
Yeah,
that's insane to me.
Oh yeah, that draft
was Austin Shanks was part of that.
Oh yeah, and the beauty is too is Shanks, when he signed in the offseason, he wanted to come here, right? Like, you get a lot of guys that hear the travel noise and stuff, and Shanks was like, I want to be part of this team, and it's like, as he's been integrated with this team and with his community, it's meant more to him. So as the games have gotten better, bigger, he's played even better.
That game, of course, tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern, which is just such a fun time.
Unless you're in Sasky, it's only 4:30 Sasky time. I guess there's your dinner plans out here in Saskatchewan.
Brutal. Vancouver, Buffalo. Let's do the Rush Thunderbirds one more time because you're the Rush guy. Yep. I just want to ask you how. Let's say, for the sake of argument, Thunderbirds get the win. Yep. How important is it to you? I know some guys like the short rest within 20, like they rather play back-to-back days. Yeah. What is your take on them playing less than 23 hours from each other next weekend if they go 3 games?
I think it's advantage Rush.
Okay.
The Rush, just youth, right? I'm not here to talk about guys' fitness. I don't even go to the gym. Right. I'm not the first guy to talk about that. But, I mean, let's face it. I've got 38-year-old legs. I go on a bike ride, I curl in a bonspiel. I can't move for a couple days, minus when I'm 23, I could play a full weekend of hockey and then go golfing the next day, right? Like, it's, I think it is advantage Rush. I personally, and I know Derek Keenan disagrees with me on starting game 1 on the road. No. I think it's a good thing. You steal one, if the Rush win game 1, you've got 2 chances back at home to win this, right?
Oh, it's over. Like, no offense to Pat Gregoire, but it's over. In the Rush game,
100%. But even if you drop game 1, you're expected to drop game 1, right? You're at their barn. You drop game 1, you get 2 at home. You've got one of the youngest teams in the league that, the recovery and everything like that is not going to be a big deal. All of a sudden, you're playing 2 games within 23 hours, right? And so in this case, I do think even if you drop game 1, it is advantage Rush. Yeah, you want to get the momentum going, but to me, with this, there was no solution. We were talking the logistics of it post-game over a pop or 2 after Jordan. There was just no solution due to building availability, due to travel, due to everything.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mike. There was no way to do it. I'll give you the TLDR on that.
All right. A pop quiz. What is the first name of the guy who will win the most face-offs?
Oh, it is Jake.
Yes! Okay. Nice.
Well done. I like that. I really like that. That was good, buddy.
Warriors, Bennett's. Just give me your take. I think Bennett's offense is going to end up being the difference. I think that series is almost locked, almost everywhere else. But I think Bennett's offensive firepower is ridiculous when it's on it. Do you think Bennett's are going to meet the Rush in the finals?
I think Vancouver does.
Oh wow, you're on that train too. Okay.
The only reason I'm on the train is against San Diego. If Matt Vince does not have a historic game, they don't win. Like, Origlieri held him to 5 or 3. Pardon, or 5. And Big Rig's a good goalie. Big Rig's a really good goalie. He's had a good last 6
quarters. Had a good last 6 quarters of the season. Yep.
Right. Exactly. Like, he was good. Like. Yeah. And Matt, if you watch the game, I had the chance. I kicked the kids out of the basement and I watched the whole game on my big TV. It's not often I do that. No Bluey, no YouTube. Dad's watching NLL Lacrosse. All right. So I'm watching this one. If you want, Matt Vince stole that game. Vince
was boring though.
I don't know.
I didn't feel like the Seals were like right there, but like they just never got going. I don't know. That was weird.
It was a weird one, but there was about 5 or 6 Matt Vince saves that you went, no. Any other, like,
that's fair.
Like, I'm not suggesting that Vino's not going to have that same game this coming week. I'm not. Vino's going to be great. We know he is. But you're going against the best goaltender in the universe right now.
Delb's nasty.
Like I know that Bandits offense is good, but if you can only pot 5 against San Diego, who plays a similar defensive style to Vancouver, You're only getting 5 on a Riglieri. What are you going to do against Christian Del Bianco? Like, are we going to see? I honestly, we might see a 3-2 lacrosse game. Like,
that'd be so fun.
Oh, it'd be. I love it. It's pure sicko stuff. Like, yes, ha ha ha, yes. Like I just, and then you look at what Del Bianco has done offensively for
on short rest,
right? Like, just off the couch, like, and like he hasn't lost since he's been there. Like, it's amazing what Del Bianco's been able to do, and I'm on the Vancouver train. I am. I really am.
I mean, Calgary knew what they were doing when they were holding that guy hostage. I won't lie. I know that Jake Elliott claims it's Del Bianco. He's probably right, but I'm like, dude, Calgary did the league a disservice this year. That could have been the most amazing season of all time.
Oh, 100%. Like I love watching him. I really do.
Oh.
Like he's the things he does as a goaltender.
And,
well, that's it. And the things he does offensively. Like, what other team in the world runs their transition through their goaltender?
It's in the passing is. I mean, we don't have to go with the Del Bianco slurp tour here, but him just like, no offense to your kids, but like him just like every single pass is like in stride. That's like stuff of like quarterbacks. So you can't find that anywhere.
No, 100%. Like, and I can barely pass with a player stick. Never mind the big goalie stick. I've never tried that. I'd probably kill somebody. So I think I'm just basing this strictly what I saw against the Rush. I'm basing this on what I've seen against San Diego, that good goaltending can mitigate that Buffalo offense, and great goaltending is that's a good comment. And great goaltending, it can shut them down, right? Like even the game that they were here in Saskia, I know they won it, but Shiliano kept him at bay the whole time. So, and I almost think, because remember when they came in to Saskatchewan and it was battle for first, they were undefeated, they were on this historic run, and then we made them bleed their own blood a little bit, and it's been a different Buffalo team since then. So yeah, I'm on the Vancouver train. I'm 100% on the Vancouver train.
Ooh, that's crazy. So I guess Rush over the Warriors in 3 in the finals.
Yes, let's go with that. And I've got Rush over Halifax in 3. I do think,
okay,
and I don't know if I should be doing this as a team employee. I might be getting a text here right away. I do think Halifax takes game 1.
Oh God,
I do. It's a terrible travel schedule.
It's written in stone. Let's be fair about that.
It's I wouldn't say it's in stone.
The prophets and the witches were like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're playing at a weird time. Body clock's. I'm a firm believer from all my years of watching football that body clock's a huge thing. Right? Like, there's no science behind it.
Especially in a league like this, I would think it matters a little bit more too.
100%.
Good point.
So you're playing at a weird time for the Western guys. You're playing in front of just an electric crowd in Halifax. Like, that crowd with Heave Away and everything is just like so good there. I don't think it's Halifax beats the brakes off of them like they did the past matchup, but I definitely think what we're going to see is a close Halifax win game 1, game 2 and 3 at SaskTel Center. No problem.
Let's do it. All right, so one last comment, and I'll let you go. L Captain Pix is wearing green but bleeding blue and orange.
Hey, I don't honestly, if the Rush left, I'd probably cheer for the T-Birds. I'm not gonna lie. I love.
Oh God, get out of here, this guy.
Come on, I love small markets. I love the Rush are never leading, so I don't got to worry about that. But I deserve that. Okay, I like what they do. I'm sorry.
All right, Kurt Stars. I mean, John, we appreciate you for all that you do, and hey, we'll have you on to react to it all next week, or we'll see. We'll have you on in the next 2 weeks, I'm sure.
100%. I'm gonna DM you right now my availability for next week.
Hey, calendars. All right,
calendars. I like it. Pre-book. Okay, love it, buddy. Thanks for having me on as always.
Yes, sir. At Fraser PXP. Listen, that guy's energetic. Big Rush guy, but like Captain says, bleeding blue and orange. That is crazy. All right, coming up next, the Del Bianco. We're not going to say that again. We're right back to Daily Dive. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Look who's back. It's the Pat Attack. What's up, man? What's up, Pat Gregoire?
Doing good, man. I feel like that's tough to follow up John Fraser. He's bringing the energy, bringing the vibes. So here to bring the vibes, but hopefully bring some money to some folks. We don't have as many games to bet on this week, but I still think definitely some interesting betting angles, as you like to say.
Yeah, we got some good series stuff too. I know that FanDuel and Bet365 have some cool stuff, which I was not expecting. DraftKings can whatever, but I'm happy that we've got some stuff there too, and even Cool Bet as well. Latest on Cool Bet, sir? Any promos, you guys?
Yeah, we got our playoff promo going on right now. So each and every week you can grab a different offer for the NHL or for the NBA. Bet Builder Insurance, win a booster, and then the playoff bet and get. But I will say, for the NLL Finals at Cool Bet, there will be a special promotion coming up. So keep your eyes peeled if you are a Cool Better, a specific promo just for the NLL.
I love that. Good for y'all, man. I don't know how much of a hand you had in that. I was assuming a little bit, but we appreciate you. Okay.
Yeah.
OTCB had a big show. It's on. I believe like you guys officially released it on Lacrosse Culture Daily, Spotify, etc.
You name it. It's dropped.
Tino Farah, Steve Burnwell, what was it? Cody Jansen. Who was the other one? Mackie Jenner. Did I get that right?
It. Nailed
Yes!
it. All four. Yeah. So we picked four friends to come on, talk about the team that they cover, how they think that team can come out to win. What's something maybe that team fans might be losing sleep over. So I'm not going to give away too much more. Go to whatever platform you like listening to your podcast and tune in.
Love that. Okay, so I still cannot get over that new sick logo, man. I'm usually get bored more often. All right, so let's do this here. I'm just going to go wild the DraftKings stuff because there are some interesting lines on here. I know FanDuel. We can do your game first. FanDuel's got Halifax to cover 1.5 at plus 128. I don't know if you're feeling that frisky, but that's insane. So let's do that game first. You told me earlier, I hope I can say this, but Thunderbirds, if they want to win this series or even make this a series, they win game one, right?
They got to win game one. I think winning two on
Okay.
the road back to back is too difficult. I totally agree with what John Fraser was saying in terms of the more athletic, the younger team is in Saskatchewan. And to be quite frank, it has been near impossible for this Rush team to win on the East Coast. They've done it just
Mm.
once. And I can back up what he was saying. Halifax has dominated this rivalry 5-2.
Whew.
Is the overall series, and just one of those wins came on the road for the Rush. So I think Halifax has to take advantage of this. I think if you win, you head to Saskatchewan and you just have to split 2 games. They're feeling pretty good about that. But on the flip side, like John Fraser was saying, I think the Rush feel pretty good about it too. They feel like they can win back-to-back nights. If they can win, though, steal one here on the road, I think they're feeling very confident that they can close it out on a Saturday and a Sunday with the youth that they have on the back end, and even some of the youth legs that they have on the front end.
What are some odds that you're looking at in this game? I'm going to pull up the cool bet that you sent me. I appreciate that, by the way, as always.
Of course.
We've got this series match, of course, over under 2.5 games, which I love. What is one thing that you like in this matchup that stood out to you, even on cool bet or any book?
Well, I think what jumps out to me. Do you want to talk about the total series, or are we looking at game one here first, Mike?
Let's do game one, but you can dabble in both if you want to right now.
Sure. So game one, I think when you go to Coolbet right now, it's actually the Saskatchewan Rush who are the favorites at -111.
That's everywhere but FanDuel. So yeah.
Yeah. So you can grab them at -109 on the money line. I certainly like that for this group. And as we've talked about before, if you're feeling a little bit frisky, if you think history repeats itself, you heard John Fraser. I'm not even using these words. Beat the brakes off. I don't think that happens here. I think this is a much closer game. But even if Halifax uses that home floor advantage, using the history to their advantage, and they win by maybe 3-4 goals, even 2 goals, you get on the alternate line at Coolbet -1.5 at +134. That's something that I would think that if you're pretty confident in your money line bet, I'm not going to say it's an official play for me for today. I think the official play is the -109. I think they win on the money line. I think, though, if you do think Halifax is going to win, 23.5 is a ton of points. I'm kind of leaning over, but I think I stay away from the total. Just the fact that the Saskatchewan's defense is legit. Frank Giuliano is the great goaltender. I talked about it on the podcast. We need some justice for Frank Giuliano for Skiggs, because there's this narrative that is around the National Lacrosse League that he fades out down the season and that he can't play playoff lacrosse. That is completely bogus. Sure, his record and his win percentage might not be there, but when you look at what he's been able to do in the postseason, when you compare his numbers to what he does in the regular season, there's basically no drop off. I'll read them out real quickly. I've got it right in front of me. So during the regular season, he sports a 11.24 regular season goals against average. In the playoffs, it barely ticks up at 11.48. His save percentage in the regular season, 0.776. In the playoffs, 7.57. There's not that much of a drop-off. I think you could argue that he doesn't get the run support that he gets during the regular season when he's playing for the Seals, or even I just to me, it's like, okay, there is this narrative that, oh, he's too big, he gets tired down the stretch, he plays too much lacrosse. I don't buy it. I think, and you can hear it on the podcast this week with Cody and Mackie, and you even heard John Fraser say it. I'm going to say it again. The start is the thing that matters the most for this team. I don't think Saskatchewan can do what they did at home at the start of the year, go down 8-3, mount an amazing fourth quarter comeback and win in overtime in this building in Halifax. Just the Thunderbirds, what they haven't done this year, except for the exception at the start of the year when they started at 0-3, is they don't give up big leads anymore. They have a capability to close out games. They have the capability to step on teams' throats. They have the capability to have that counterpunch. Where in years past, a team gets on a 2, 3, 4 goal run, panic starts to sit in with this group. That just doesn't happen anymore. So Saskatchewan's got to come out firing. I love what they're doing this week, bringing guys out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like they're allowing
Love that.
the whole travel narrative not be an excuse. They're taking that out of their hands and not allowing that to be an excuse, which I absolutely respect. So I think it's going to be a great one. I do agree with you, though. I agree with John. I think it's going to be a Halifax win in game one. Luckily, we don't have to talk about game 2 or 3 because that's a whole different ball game. We'll deal with that next week.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you said that because I will say, as vocal as I have been about the travel thing, that's my job. That's not the player's job. Like media is the one who's supposed to have fun with that. The players are like, listen, that's what we're up against. Those players are going to be up against something next week. So you're correct. I love that they did that as well. I appreciate that you said that.
Yeah, you got it's the schedule in front of them, and I think it's definitely an advantage for Saskatchewan. For game 1, no, but for game 2, 2 games at home, back to back with the more athletic group, I think it plays into their hand a little more.
Question for you. Do you think we're going 3 games here, or I didn't know if you touched on that or not.
I didn't. And when you look at the series total games at Coolbet right now, it's even on both sides.
Okay. We got minus 150. Yeah, I do too. We got minus 115 on the over on Bet365 if that helps people, but I like the over. This series, of the 2 series, do you think this is the one that goes over? Do you think they both go over as we kind of transition there?
I think they both go over, and I think that's a great transition point. A lot of the steam is on Vancouver right now. I mean, I'll give you some transparency from our sports book. Of the money line bets right now, Mike, 96% of the money, not the tickets, not the amount of bets, but 96% of the money is on Vancouver on the money line.
That's crazy.
I know it's minus 182 for Buffalo, so yeah, it's a lot of money, to put up. But that includes parlays. That includes, guys with some deep pockets that throw down a lot of heat. A lot of people, this is a trendy pick for Vancouver to win. Much similar to, I don't think it's as important, but I think if Vancouver steals game 1, they're in a much better spot going forward here. I think panic sets into Buffalo a little bit. What's the saying? They say that the series doesn't start until the home team loses. I think that's going to be the case here, really. But with that being said, I kind of agree with you. Not maybe necessarily from a whole standpoint of the series. I still think this is a coin flip. I'll tell you my pick now. I think this goes 3 games. I think we're forgetting who the friggin' Buffalo Bandits are, man. This is the back-to-back champs. This is the team that can score at will. I know, yes, they ran into Chris O'Riglieri last week. That's not happening again. That offense is not just putting up 5 goals. That offense
is too good.
Getting shut out for a second half. They're too good. They are too good for that to happen again. Are they going to put up 15 goals against Del Bianco? Probably not. I don't think so at all. But they're too veteran. They're too battle tested. And I think we are starting to allow the run that Del Bianco is on, and it's been a phenomenal run. We're allowing that to muddy the waters of what we know about this Buffalo team. Matt Vince, this playoffs, these guys, they're built different. When the calendar flips to May, he elevates his game. When the calendar flips to May, Nick Weiss, Steve Priolo, Paul Dawson, these guys turn into different players. Yeah, exactly. It's soak season. They're blocking shots left, right, and center.
They did that last week too. You're right. They did it all last game.
And yes, and this is why I'm going to say it is I expect. Are they on the flip side though? Are they going to allow just 4 goals? No, Vancouver's going to find a way. But I think history has told us that this defense is built for the playoffs. We've seen it before. So, with all that being said, I'm taking the under, and I know it's a low 22 number, but I'm taking the under, man. I think this could easily be a 10-8 ball game. Keegan Ball, his total for points is set at 5.5. I think he goes over, but
Okay.
I still like. I mean, if he goes under that, kiss your tickets for Warriors goodbye, because I don't know where else the offense is coming from. I think that is the only thing that is maybe where I look at this matchup on paper and say, where is the clear advantage? And you've been saying it all week long. It's the offense. Like, I love what Keegan Ball's done. For transparency's sake, he was on my MVP ballot in the top 5. I think what he does for this offense is paramount. I think last week, what we saw, he finally showed, he gets an opportunity to play some postseason lacrosse. Look what he's able to do. They're going to need more than him to beat Matt Vince in this defense. They're going to block shots. They're going to watch film from that last game that they played in Vancouver, figure out what didn't work. They're going to make those adjustments, and it's going to be difficult. Someone else besides Keegan Ball has to step up. The question is, who's it going to be, and does it even happen at all? So, 1000%, Mike. I'm in. Bet of the week, bet of the century, bet of the millennium. It's under 22. I love it. I love the under in this one.
I love that as well. And just for the record, under 21.5 also works because there's no such thing as a half goal in the NLL. So I love that as well.
They even better. I would take this at 19.5, man.
Wow. So my thing is, like, I was just saying in my head as you were talking, the winner of each of these games in this series, if they reach 10 or 11, they win the game. Which leads me to believe we're going to hit under every single time. Yeah. If I think the winner has to hit 10 or maybe 11, we're not hitting over 22 in any of these games.
No, and maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens on Friday. We'll see what again. Tonight? No number. Yeah, sorry, tonight. That's a mess right now. We'll see. We'll see what happens tonight to see when the odds get reposted for Game 3 on Sunday. If it is adjusted, if they
might
do
be 20.5.
It might be 20.5. Who knows?
Might be 20 on you guys. Good Lord.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see, but I agree with you. I think that it's the team to hit 10. And again, like, it was a way more of an offensive showdown the first time these two teams met, but these coaches are just way too good. They're going to make the adjustments, especially defensively. This I know I am calling the Rush Thunderbirds series, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be great.
Love it.
Man, oh man, this series as well. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to watch tonight. It's going to be an absolute battle, a war of attrition, a chess match, whatever cliches you want to throw out. That's what it's going to be. But you nailed it, man. You went through everything. It's right here. It's right here.
Goalie, coach, and after that, offense.
There's a clear cut, but the thing is, defense and goaltending in this league wins championships.
Oh, the cliches. Shame on you. John hates those.
Oh, does he?
One last thing I want to mention here is I love Marcus Clarich, by the way. I don't like that he's got even 2 goals and even 3 points. So Kevin Crowley at under 3.5 points, I love, because there were some fans in the comments on Twitter that were like, oh, Kevin Crowley bullied Rochester. Buffalo better watch out. I'm like, have y'all ever seen Buffalo's defense, or just me? Like, I feel like Kevin Crowley is not going to be able to bully the Bennett's defense, and I feel like we're going to see a lot of Keegan Ball, maybe even a lot of Mark. I think Marcus Clarich should get his, but I think Kevin Crowley and Adam Sharp. Oh, we might see a lot of Adam Sharp and Bees, but I feel like Kevin Crowley is going to be the odd man out.
Yeah, and you know what? I think, like, the one thing with Kevin Crowley as well is the fact that he was moving bodies really well, and he was stinging his shots when he got an opportunity. I do think he's going to play a little more of a minimized game with the ball in his stick, and he's going to be worried more about trying to move those big bodies, trying to free up space for Keegan Ball. So your theory is right. I do think even if he has a big game or a big series, his impact is going to be coming away from the ball. So I agree with that. So the under there, I think, is a great play. We don't have odds on it, but like I think the transition is going to play a big role here in this game as well. So I think like Owen Grant's going to have to like if Vancouver wants to come away with a win in Banditland, Owen Grant's probably going to need a goal. Reed Reinhold might need a goal as well. On the flip side, a Steve Priolo goal, a Nick Weiss goal, someone in transition is going to have to score, because I do think, despite how high-powered this Bandits offense is and how great Keegan Ball is, I think 5-on-5 scoring is going to come at a premium. So you got to capitalize on your power plays when you get them, and I think you got to score on your chances when you get them in transition.
Question: who wins the finals, Pat?
The finals? Oh, we're skipping. We're not even going through here. I got asked this question a couple weeks ago, and the question was, what's my optimal, like, what is my optimal final? And I had two answers. The one final was Calgary against Vancouver. And that was from a broadcaster storyline. Because of all the history between the two teams. Del Bianco and his former team, between Kurt Malowski and his former team. Nick Rose getting back to the final. We know that's not happening anymore. So I guess my 1B final was Buffalo and Halifax. And maybe my easy way out of giving you an answer here, because I hate these questions. Stephen Keogh, back on February 18th, I believe. We go to his Twitter. He said, if the Halifax Thunderbirds host a playoff home game, they will win the NLL Cup.
Who said? Oh, I remember.
Keogh.
I remember that. That's a good point.
Yeah. So I am going to say Stephen Keogh is a smart man. I'll allow him to dictate my pick, and I will say that he is the one who's deciding who I'm going with. So Halifax, but I'll be honest, all four of these teams, close your eyes. I can see the confetti falling down. Either one of these teams holding up the trophy. I really think it's going to be all four of these teams are the four best teams in the NLL right now. And I think we got the best options for a championship.
No, I agree with that. And did you and Teddy do any picks, by the way, or are we done with that?
We're done. We're done with picks.
He did win.
Yeah. I'm still putting this under protest because I was told we're doing playoffs as well. Apparently not. So yeah,
I will say you did win the first ever broadcaster Fresh Fit, so we appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. I actually, before I hopped on here, I was checking to see the progress of the package. It's still a little bit away, but I will be sure to do a nice unboxing when it does come, and hopefully it comes before. Again, I don't know what my schedule is in terms of the NLL finals, if I'm doing it or not, but I can tell you, if I'm on the road covering this and that comes in time, that hat, that shirt, maybe not the mug, that'd be a little bit weird, but I'll be sure to rock it on the road, or maybe at a morning shoot around or something.
I love it. Pat, thanks for all you do, and have a safe weekend, even though you've only got one game this weekend. Whose fault that is. Let me shut up. Good job. And we look forward. I mean, we're going to have to see you next weekend anyway, so we're excited for that anyways.
You're stuck with me. We got at least 2 more games next week, so we'll see what happens.
Get comfortable. Pat Gregoire, everybody, at P. Greggy on Twitter, at P. Greggy22 on Instagram. When we come back to this show, we're going to talk the predictions. Our best bets for these series and games. Don't go anywhere. We'll wrap it up next.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
You need tickets to that next event? We've got them. That's right, tickets.12ozsports.com. Get you to any sporting event, concert, theater event that you can think of. And the promo code 12OZ or ROME get you an additional discount. Don't feed the massive ticket corporate machine. Go to tickets.12ozsports.com and enjoy the show. America, get back on track with Dust Pods Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We thank Pat Gregoire and John Fraser for joining the show today. Reminder to go to Daily Dive LAX on social media to vote for the Fresh Fits brackets. Round 1 voting is underway and some contests are closing soon. So check that out, Daily Dive LAX on Twitter or Instagram. Also, go to 12ouncesports.com, click the tickets tab to get your tickets to tonight's Buffalo Bandits game. There's still some left. And, of course, tomorrow's Halifax game, even Sunday in Vancouver. Go to 12ouncesports.com/tickets and search for your favorite team. It is time for our predictions, a.k.a. our best bets. We're first going to do Leroy. So, Coach Leroy did not have any bets last weekend, but listen, it's optional for the playoffs. Let's be real. He's got Warriors plus 1.5 versus the Bandits tonight. That's at plus money on DraftKings. And he's got Thunderbirds minus 1.5. That can be found on FanDuel or Bet365. Bet365 actually has plus 130 odds for that one. He thinks Halifax at home is going to keep rolling. Captain, who went 2-2 last week in the ladder, did not start for the playoffs, so we were kind of bummed out about that. But he said, screw it, we're going to have 6 bets for you. Warriors plus 1.5 versus the Bandits. Warriors versus Bandits over 2.5 games. Warriors to win the series. Wow. People hate Buffalo. I'm kidding. Saskatchewan, Halifax under 23.5. He's got the Thunderbirds rush to go over 2.5 games. He's got Thunderbirds to win that series. Plus money across the boards. After a 2-1 week, I'm going to go with the Bandits money line versus the Warriors tonight, minus 170. Again, that's about my limits to what I'll do. Kevin Crowley, under 3.5 points tonight. That's at minus 123 on Cool Bets. And Saskatchewan Rush Thunderbirds tomorrow, over 23.5. And give me the Thunderbirds and Rush over 2.5 games. I think that's the series that goes 3. I could see Buffalo winning in 2. If you want the Buffalo, I didn't do it as my best bet, but if you want Buffalo in 2, it'll be minus 128 on FanDuel and minus 130 on Bet365. So people really do not think, as great as the betting is, as great as the money coming in on Vancouver is, people still think that the Bandits are going to win in 2 from what the looks of those numbers are. Well, folks, we appreciate you tuning in as you have all season long. We'll see you back Monday to react to the games 1 and 2 for Vancouver Buffalo, and of course to react to Halifax Saskatchewan game number 1. Hope you enjoy the games, including the first game that starts literally in 2.5 hours at 7:30 Eastern. Bandits are going to be hosting the Warriors. Have fun watching that. Have a great rest of your weekend. Reminder to go to Daily Dive LAX on social media to see our shop, among other things. The link tree in our bio takes you to the shop, or go to dailydivelx.creator-spring.com. Thanks so much for watching. This has been a presentation of 12 Ounce Sports and Daily Dive. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Bye.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.